This man was going to kill me. That was his plan. He had told my children I was already dead. I'm a 53-year-old woman who last October was in a domestic violence situation. I had been living with a man for 3.5 years. He was a drug addict, he was a drug dealer, he was a very, very emotionally abusive man, but never physically until I decided I needed to leave. When I decided I needed to leave, he decided I needed to stay. And the more I tried to get away, the more he tried to make me stay, which ended up an 1.5-hour car ride where he abused me. I had brain damage, he broke my neck. There wasn't a spot on my body that wasn't affected by this abuse, and all because I wanted to be safe.
And it's like a war within yourself to try and understand how somebody that you love could do that to you or to treat you that way. I was kind of starting to grapple with the idea of being in an abusive relationship because, you know, a lot of women don't necessarily recognize that right away. But when there's a lot of emotional and verbal and psychological abuse happening, it's not so obvious right away. I had a stressful job in nursing and trying to manage looking after kids, doing shift work, you know, in a demanding job, dealing with, you know, domestic violence for so many years at home. It really eats away at you day by day until there's like nothing left of you. And it does wear you down, and I feel like it just totally erodes your sense of self. I had reached a state of just total defeat, I think, and sense of hopelessness, like I just can't get out of this, you know. It is this process of trauma bonding that you go through, and it was like, I don't know, eye-opening to learn some of those things, because there is things happening in your brain, you know, that you are bonded to this person, but then they treat you so horribly or they are abusive to you. But then, you know, is the whole cycle, right? The apologies, the acting better, doing nicer things for you, and so it's really hard to get out of that, you know. It's a very difficult thing to break.
I got away and I ended up here. And not only did it save me physically, but emotionally, psychologically, and I was safe. For the first time in 3.5 years, I was safe.
That hope that things would change definitely was one of the big struggles that I dealt with, and I compared it to like a long, excruciating, agonizing death for that hope to finally go away, that things would change.
I probably wouldn't be here today if it weren't for this place. And I know that, and my family knows that. Everybody I know knows that, because there was no other place for me to go except here. And I'm thankful for that, and I want other people to know it's here and take advantage of it and know you can do it.
I'm glad that the shelter is here, and I'm glad that there's also support when you're not staying in the shelter. So when you're in the community, that they don't just, okay, well, we only help people who are here in the building. It's actually helping you through the aftermath of things.
All of us are somebody's mother, daughter, granddaughter, grandmother, aunt, friend, without cause. We're not here because we can't fight on our own. Cause is necessary to help fight to become women again. Without here, there's no me, because where would I have gone? He would have found me. I wouldn't have had the protection, I wouldn't have had the resources to move on, to become safe.
Having somebody that understands these issues, that can help you and has some compassion and empathy for what you're going through. Yeah, I haven't found that really anywhere else.
I can't imagine, as a mother or a father, turning to your children and saying, we understand we're in danger, but we have no place to go. The uncertainty and the fear that would be in children's lives would certainly be immense, frankly. A shelter that didn't exist in Red Deer would handicap our community, would lessen the spirit of our community, would dampen our ability to be a welcoming city, to draw people in, to say that there is opportunity to start again. I can't imagine a community, especially a Red Deer, without a women's emergency shelter.
They do fantastic work in our community, and without them, we would have no other place for these desperate people to go in their time of need.
As police, we are often faced with people who are experiencing violence in their homes, disruptions, turmoil, and they need a safe place to go. We as police obviously don't have somewhere that we can take them other than the assistance of women's shelters. So honestly, we couldn't do our job without the support of agencies like the Women's Shelter.
So yeah, it's more than just a shelter. It's a home. It's a, like I say, a place to become you again.